Welcome to another Kansas City Home podcast. I'm super excited today to
I thought you were going to say you I superstar Bill White.
I'm so excited to be with my friend, my golf buddy, that I beat all the time. No, just kidding. We can ad-lib and cut stuff, right? No, with Joe Carter, and Joe is just an amazing man. Obviously, the Toronto Blue Jays man of the world decade. Everybody knows you, right? So it's welcome to this episode, and man, I appreciate you making time out of your busy schedule, and you're on the golf course.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I came here is because there's snow on the ground and I couldn't play golf today. So I decided to go ahead and fit you in.
Or chip in their backyard.
In my backyard. But no, you know me, Bill. I'm always excited, man. We're good friends, good buddies. And, I'm going to take away that last remark you made about beating me all the time because it never happened.
I thought I'd slide that in, but
I always have to be here, man. Anything for you.
Yeah, well, appreciate that.
And what's going on?
Well, today is Friday, and of course, we're in Kansas City. Everybody knows that, and it's Red Friday. So if you see all this red, it just means that
we're ripping.
We're excited. We're gonna beat Cincinnati. What do you think? Let's just talk about the game. What do you think about?
You know what? Cincinnati has been our kryptonite because they've beaten us 3 times. Although we've had leads in all 3 games. I think we should have won the last game. We lost the 2 in Cincinnati and then lost the AFC Championship last year. But, it is not like they own us.
Right.
They just beat us 3 times by less than 3 points. So this time it's a little bit different because the Chiefs really have to take advantage of hosting their 5th consecutive AFC Championship.
It's amazing.
Here at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And you need to take advantage of that. So, they've only won 2 of those games. And this will be the 3rd game. And, let's face it. I mean, Cincinnati's very good.
That's right.
They got to find a way to double up on Jamar Chase because if it's me, I'm not letting that guy beat me no matter what. I'm going to shut him down and let the other guys beat me.
That's exactly right.
The Chiefs will come out victorious.
Yeah, and what's also important is that this year I'm hosting the Super Bowl at my house, and I would love to everybody be in red.
Everybody's coming to your house?
Yeah.
Hey, the dealers hosting the Super Bowl party
at his house.
You said everybody.
Oh, well, they're
Read the fine print at the bottom.
Yeah, I live in Holbrook. That's really. Oh, that's really. Okay, all right.
Okay.
My bad. Well, I'm excited about this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting game. We have a great team. We have a great defense. We have a great quarterback. I'm hoping he's healthy. What do you think?
Patrick is a gamer. And, what he exemplified or showed last week in the game against Jacksonville, shows what type of competitor that he is.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let anything stop him from playing. I don't care. I mean, if you're an athlete and you have that on your shoulders, you're going to find a way to play.
Yeah.
If they got to go out there and put it in a cast, he's going to find, or a boot, he's going to find a way to play. But Patrick will play, and he will play well because he is just that good.
Well, you know what? Talking about a gamer, which Patrick is, there's no better gamer in baseball than you, Mr. Carter, right? I mean, that
was 40 years ago.
Oh. Maybe a few people have come along since then, but I mean, tell us about, I don't know where you start. I actually pulled your stats and I said, dang, I didn't know he played this long. He's older than I thought. But tell me about, your experience and let the audience know. Everybody I'm sure will know you, but it's fun to talk to people now that they can reflect back on how all that went and where'd you get and how do you feel about everything now?
Well, yeah, mainly because, when you retire, they kind of forget about you. So all you have left are the records you set, the years that you played.
Yeah.
And you can go back and reflect on it. Thank God for Google and YouTube and podcasts like these where you can go back and talk about it because, you see kids coming up that are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. And you ask them who Joe Carter is, and they go, who? They wouldn't have an idea. But I just say, hey, you know what? Just go ahead and Google me, and then click on the first thing you see, and then you'll see who I am. And then go, oh man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Bill, I was very blessed to be able to play sports all my life. I mean, you've been an athlete. I grew up in Oklahoma City playing football, baseball, basketball, ran track. Went to school on a football scholarship at Wichita State, played baseball there. And so playing sports was my life.
Yeah.
And it's something that I did. But I knew ever since at the age of 7, that I was going to be a professional baseball player.
Wow.
It's something that we had our end of the year banquet, 7 years old, and the guest speaker, and there's about 700 kids in the building. And the guest speaker says, look, if one of you all makes it out of here to be a professional baseball player, you're lucky, because the odds are against you. It's like 1 in 700 makes it to the big leagues. And when he said that, I stood up and I said, all y'all can go home, because I'm going to be the one out of here. And I truly believe that. And from that day, I knew that I was destined to be a baseball player. Wow. I wasn't letting anybody going to stand in my way. And to be able to go out there and to play for 16 years. You said you looked at my stats and you realized I played 16 years. Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah. And the good thing is I retired on my own terms.
Yeah.
They didn't push me out the door. I didn't get released. I walked away from the game when I still could have played another 2 or 3 years.
Oh, wow.
People talked to me and said, hey, you need to come back, because I had 396 career home runs. And they said, you should get 400. And I said, look, 400 is just a number.
Yeah.
It's not why I played the game. I didn't play the game for stats. I played the game for the competitiveness of it. Go out there trying to beat somebody. That's why I'm always looking for new golf partners, because I'm tired of beating Bill White here. So I need some more competition to push me to that next level. Is there anybody out there?
Yeah, let me clarify. You need some older people to play with, right? Yeah. Well, I just think that you've always been on top of things, and that's great that you would say that. In fact, I think what's also great is that you are still giving back. I mean, talk about the one of the best tournaments besides the one you just played, but a charity tournament you put on in Toronto for your charity. I would love to let people know that, gosh, they could get a foursome. They could come up there and play. I don't know if it's always sold out. Tell us about that, and how did you get into that?
Well, one of the things, too much is given, much is expected.
No questions.
And God has given me a lot. He's given me a platform, and it's not like I deserve it. But since we're on that platform, then let's go ahead and use it to our advantage.
Yeah.
And the Joe Carter Golf Classic that's been held in Toronto. This is going to be the 14th year that we've held it. You've been there quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to replace you, but we can't. we you said
we no cut contract.
Okay. All right. You have a no cut contract. But what the foundation does, I remember about 15, 16 years ago, we put on a back-to-back reunion in Toronto. And we talked about having a golf tournament, and can we make it one of the best tournaments in North America? And that's one of the things I said. I said, look, if my name is going to be associated with it, I like to have fun. I like a lot of gifts, and I like to have a good time. And I said, if we're going to do it, I want to do it right. I want to have the best tournament that anybody's ever been to. And when they come here, they realize that I got to come back to this, not where I have to go out and continually ask people to come to the tournament. I want them to be able to ask me. Yeah. And so we look for a great foundation that we could really settle on, and we settled on the Children's Aid Foundation in Toronto.
Yeah.
And basically we targeted ages 18 to 25 because in the foster systems in Canada, when they turn 18, they're out of the system.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about you, but when I turned 18, well, you were already married. You were married.
I had my own system.
Yeah. But when I turned 18, was I ready to be out on my own? No, I still needed help. I still needed guidance. I still needed my parents there to kind of lead me in the right direction. And so what we've done, every year we give away 4 full 4-year scholarships to 4 individuals.
Yeah.
And then we give away 121-year scholarships. And so we're helping these kids, once they get out of the system, to go to college, to get jobs, to find out how to get jobs. And so we're taking care of them. And I always tell the kids, say, hey, don't worry, we got your back.
Yeah.
And if we can do that by chasing a little white golf ball around, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And so you've been there, and like I say, for 14 years, we've had some great celebrities come through. This year is going to be June 27th, June 28th. I'm sorry, June 27th, June 28th, Toronto, Canada. Little course called Glen Abbey. People know about Tiger Woods' famous shot out of the 18th bunker. And we did replicate that shot.
Yeah.
He hit 6-iron out of there about 20 years ago, and I have to tell Tiger, I hit 7-iron out of there.
Right.
Out there. Yeah. So I'm stronger.
Well, I hit 5-iron. You still didn't get it.
I think you teed it up.
Yeah.
But we made, the last 13 years, we've probably grossed over $7.5–8 million for the foundation, for the Children's Aid Foundation.
Yeah.
And it's something I love going back to, because Toronto, if you've never been to Toronto, Canada, it is a gorgeous, beautiful city.
That's nice.
And the people are so nice. And, my sponsors from TD Bank to Canada Goose to Callaway Golf, I mean, they have just been tremendous and stepped up, and everyone has a great time there.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And then a lot of times the entertainment. I mean, I don't know who's going to be there this year, or even if you can announce that, but it's amazing to see the type of people that will come out.
Well, because of COVID, we kind of scaled back as far as our entertainment. We used to have an after party and with the likes of Wyclef Jean, Snoop Dogg, Naughty by Nature, Salt and Pepper, John Legend, Sugar Hill Gang. We kind of like to go old school.
Yeah.
And those are some of the marquee entertainment that we had. And so the last 3 years, we've not had the entertainment. We may try to bring it back, but that's still in the works, because Canada just really hasn't opened up as much as the U.S. had as far as all the venues. And so we may have to wait until next year before we look at, bringing the after party back. But it's still a great cause, a great celebration, and a whole lot of fun, and a lot of good gifts. People love the gifts.
Yeah. Now, I got to ask you this now. Are you allowed to win your own tournament?
I'm allowed to win the skiing, because that's individual.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to win my own tournament. I'm not gonna pull a MJ and win my own tournament like Jordan does, because he stacks a team. I'm competitive, but I don't mind somebody I know that you've never won.
I've never won it. His friends don't get to win either. His brother, Fred Carter, played with Charles, a great golfer.
The main thing is when guys come there,
it's
that.
Fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, great chemistry, and you get a chance to meet a lot of people, and one thing that I've really enjoyed, especially having the ladies who are on Instagram, we've been able to invite a lot of them, and so they've been able to further their careers. Ladies like Troy Mullins, the long drive champion, who's now a commentator on Live Golf.
Oh my!
Tisha Lynn, who's, you look on Instagram and she's with Puma. She's on everything.
Yeah.
She's the golf galore. Yeah. And then the She Sisters, I mean, they've done a tremendous job. Wow. So, it's a platform that we've been given, and so why not use it to our advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much fun to be around all those celebrities, and everybody is nice. They're approachable. I guess they got to be, if they're going to be hanging around you, they got to be approachable, good people, and so it's a great time. I enjoy it every time I go. Now, I've got to ask you about, you still are competitive. In fact, recently you just got back from a tournament, and where you're actually playing with the pros, the LPGA. I mean, you're right there with all of them, and you are competitive. I mean, tell us about that. I mean, that's amazing.
I just came back from the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions, where we're playing. It was 30 LPGA players, and it was probably about, I think, like 55 celebrities. And it's 4 rounds. So you're walking 4 rounds. Normally we play these events in 3 rounds, but the guys get kind of tired after that 3rd round, but not me.
Yeah.
But when you plan with the likes of Nelly Korda, Brooke Henderson, Annika Sorenstam, Gabby Lopez, Danielle Kane, I mean, to watch these girls play golf, I mean, you're in awe because they're so good, you know. And then when you talk, here's the thing is, when you talk to them, they're just as nervous as we are, because they're like, these are celebrities. Who's the professional here? Because they're the ones supposed to be the professionals.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like Derek Lowe, Marty Fish, hitting the ball 40, 50, 60 yards past them and scoring, 2 and 3 under.
Wow.
So they feel the nerves also.
Wow.
But for me to go out there and play with those young ladies, I mean, I absolutely love it, because you can learn a lot from the women.
Yeah.
Women in golf really rely on the fundamentals. They have the slow swing. They're more balanced. And if you want to learn how to play golf, watch the women play, because that's the technique and the tempo that you need to have. When you watch the men, I mean, you look at John Rahm and guys like him and Tony Finau, who don't go back as far as, they don't get the parallel, but they come through with, 135 mile per hour club head speed, which you won't see on the LPGA tour. But when you're out there competing with those guys, and, the 50 celebrities this year, I finished 15th, so top 15,
top
which
15.
which was pretty good in a very tough course at Lake Nona.
Yeah.
The course was playing absolutely tough this year.
Was it wind? Was it cold?
No, it was not cold. The weather was perfect.
Okay.
It had a little wind, but it was the conditions of the course. A lot of false fronts with the Tom Fazio course, going from fairway to the green. There's about a 40-yard difference, and so the green changes to Bermuda. And when you have those slick false fronts, it's easy to chunk a few shots. So, I mean, it takes a lot of skill to be on a par 5 and be 30 yards from the hole and take a double bogey.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a lot of skill to do, which I did a couple of times.
You hit the chunk of shot when people are all out there. But I've seen the pros out there. I mean, they don't everything flush, do they? I mean, they may not chunk them, but sometimes they don't actually hit it perfect.
No, well, golf is a game where you're chasing perfection that you'll never achieve.
Yeah.
And when you achieve it, you got to go out there and play it and do it again the next day, which is not going to happen. So that's why we love playing golf so much. But like I say, to watch those women play, good friends with Brooke Henderson, and she went wire to wire with brand new clubs. She had just got the clubs.
Wow.
And used them and went wire to wire, and that was great. Watching her play, I would pay to see her play, because she's that good.
That good. Yeah.
And Nelly Korda, oh my goodness, it's
Athletes, aren't they?
Yeah, their whole family's athletes. And to see them play, I mean, they have that intensity about them. They're real cordial, they're real nice, but inside, they got that intensity like Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to beat you, but I'm going to beat you smiling.
They're so nice. I know they're so nice. But they're so nice. I go up there, hey, how you doing now? They're shy, but yeah, they're super, super athletes. Though.
Yes.
No question about that. Well, my friend, it's almost the end of football, and then we're going to move right into baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah. And what would be not doing a good job if I didn't ask you about baseball, all these signings I'm seeing, all this, I mean, money these guys are getting thrown in. I mean, when you see that, what do you think?
Well, Buck O'Neill said it best, because they talk about the money being thrown around and guys making $15-20 million a year to hit 200 and hit 30 home runs and drive in 60 RBIs. That's what they're paying money for. So you don't fault the players for garnering that type of money.
Yeah,
that's something. But but as Buck O'Neill said, I was born right on time. And the day and age, baseball has definitely changed since the time I played it. And I'm sure in 20 or 30 years, if you talk to the guys who are playing now, and 20 years later, they'll say the game has changed since they played it. That's just the evolution of the game and what we're doing now, because analytics has taken over the game.
Yeah.
So everything has become AI, artificial intelligence, where they feel that robots are playing the game, and robots are not playing the game.
No.
You can put numbers into equations to make them look good, but when it comes to baseball, when it comes to sports, there's that human element, that human side that you still have to be able to go out and to judge a person if they can handle that pressure. Some people don't like the pressure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't care what the numbers say, but when it comes bottom of the ninth, 2 men on, and you're down by 2 runs, and you got 50 million fans watching you, how are you going to react?
Yeah.
And I don't care. No computer can get you ready for that. That's where you have to really know the player.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of signings, a lot of money being thrown around, and that's what the game has come to now, which, I say more power to them. If they can make that money, then that's great.
Yeah.
But the players of today are a little bit different. The game is a lot because there's no emphasis on the little ball, moving when I played, it was like you do whatever you need to do to win the ball game. That meaning you give yourself up. You advance the runner from second base to third base. You hit the ball to the right side. You get the guy in from third base. You try to score runs. That's not the way they do it now. They're talking about launch angle. They're talking about velocity, hitting the ball in the ballpark. They want every pitcher to throw 100 miles an hour with great movement. It's not about movement. You could be one of the best athletes, have one of the best arms, but if you don't know how to win,
right,
then what better you do with me? The bottom line is, can you win the ball game?
Yeah.
Now, if I got a guy so in this day and age, you're saying that a guy like Greg Maddux would not be able to play in this era because he didn't throw the ball at 95, 98 miles an hour. So
one of the
best pitchers ever would not be able to play. A scout would see him and go, he's got great control, but he doesn't throw hard enough.
Yeah.
It's not about throwing hard because, if you throw 100 miles an hour, that just means I just swing earlier.
Yeah.
I don't care about the straight fastball or the ball that moves. It's that ball that they throw it slow and it moves left, moves right. But it's very interesting. A lot of great teams out there. I know last year, Dusty Baker for the Houston Astros finally won his first world championship, and Dusty was my manager in '98. I still follow the Blue Jays quite a bit, and they've got a couple of young guys over there, Vladimir Guerrero and Bo Bichette, whose fathers played in the big leagues, who were great ball players. And that team was very close to winning it all last year. But it's very tough to compete in baseball when you have the likes of the Los Angeles Dodgers, you have the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, who are spending $900 gazillion. There's supposed to be a luxury tax or a so-called there's a so-called budget you have to stay with.
Yeah, try to make things even, but it's not really.
No, it's not, because the money involved is not the same. And so the Yankees, they're going to be tough. The Blue Jays got to be tough. The Royals, we had our chance in 2015. The last year we won it here, and now they're in definitely a rebuilding stage. Yeah, and they're trying to find that right influx of players that come in and take them to the next level. But it's very tough when you're a small market team to go out there and to compete for 162 games.
Yeah, we love the Royals. We support the Royals. We love having baseball in Kansas City. We would love to be a winner, obviously, like everyone else, but we know it's a process. So, that's really cool.
Yeah, it definitely is a process. But the good thing is, in 2015, they did take advantage of the team that they had. And getting the World Series in 2014 and losing that, to the Giants in Game 7, and then winning it the next year. I mean, those are windows that you have in baseball. There's usually a 5 to 6 year window which you have to go out there and to win a world championship, and the Royals took advantage of that. After that 5 or 6 years are up, then 2 years later, you're going to be in the rebuilding process, because now those guys who won that world championships they're a little bit too expensive to keep, especially in small markets. So you've got to start back over, and that's what the Royals are doing, and they're trying to find themselves and get the right people in there to make the right decisions.
Yeah. I was wondering if a young kid coming up now, you got baseball, you see guys making hundreds of millions of dollars. You got football, you got basketball. I mean, which sport would you? I mean, you had you could have played all three.
Right? I could have played football. Here's the thing. What I don't like about the sports world today, and especially in the amateur status, these coaches, these organizations, high school, they're making these kids decide to play one sport.
Yeah.
When you're 9, 10, 11 years old, you don't know how much you're going to grow when you're 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
If you're only playing one sport, you get burned out. If I had to play one sport since I was in 7th grade, when I was 7 years old, not in 7th grade, but when I was 7 years old, I was in 2nd grade. Yeah. But if I had to play just one sport, I don't know if I would have been a professional baseball player, because I feel that by the time I reached age 16, 17, I would have been burned out. Playing football and basketball gave me a chance to miss baseball. It got me away from baseball. And that's what these kids are not doing, because they're waking up, they're playing baseball only or football only or basketball only, 365, 24/7.
Yeah.
You do that consistently, for 10, 11, 12 years, you're going to get burned out.
Yeah.
And you're using the same muscles over and over. So show me an athlete who plays multiple sports, and I'll show you a guy who I would love to have on my team, because they're able to make decisions and make adjustments, during the game, because you're using different muscles. And I think if you go back and look at a lot of injuries, the people who have the worst injuries are the ones who only play one sport. Yeah. So I say to everybody out there in the audience, you got kids, let them play 2 or 3 sports.
Yeah, please. Absolutely. Yeah.
Let them decide once they turn 16, 17 years old, then they'll have a better identity. But at age 7, 8, 9, 10, they have no idea what they're going to do. Even though I knew I was going to be a professional baseball player, I still played all the sports, because there's always that chance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great, man. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate this. I know people are going to get a lot out of this podcast. What would you say right now is going to be the score of the Kansas City Chiefs game?
Well, I mean, we've always been able to score points against the Bengals.
Yeah.
But stopping them in the fourth quarter has been our nemesis, and us not being able to score the second half. Their defense has always made the adjustments, but I was listening to the radio earlier today, and I was thinking, I mean, I could very easily see the score being, you're talking about 31-26.
Yeah.
31, right around 31-30. It could be a very close game.
Yeah. Their defense doesn't get enough credit. I think their defense Cincinnati.
Cincinnati has a very good defense.
Yeah.
But their defensive coordinator, Lou Adarona, I believe that's his name, he's able to go in and make adjustments the second half. And that's what we have not been able to decipher. So now if you're the Chiefs, whatever you do in the first half, he's going to combat that for the second half. So now it's a game of chess.
Yeah.
And you've got to go out there and say, okay, if he's going to do this, then let's go ahead and switch up and do this, because he's going to make these changes. Now, if we revert back to this, it's a lot. But I think the one thing that has helped us this year, and everybody hated it at the time, is when Tyreek Hill left the team, when he was traded to Miami.
Yeah.
That gave Patrick the opportunity to involve all of his teammates, all of his receivers, whereas before he would look for, first you look for Kelsey, you look for Tyreek deep over the middle, or down the, over the top.
Yeah.
That was it. And then by the time you get to the third and fourth options, it was just, it wasn't a very good option. But now he was able to develop, and Cincinnati said this. Cincinnati said that we knew that last year Mahomes would not be patient enough to be able to, take the 5-yard pass plays, the 4-yard pass plays, let the guys run.
Yeah.
That pretty soon I got to go deep. I got to go deep.
Yeah.
And if you look back at that game and the overtime loss, we didn't run the ball.
Yeah.
First 3 plays were 3 and out, passes 3 and out, trying to go deep. That hasn't happened this year. He's taken those drop-off plays. Jared McKinnon has been phenomenal. I know he's phenomenal in your
fantasy football. They keep going.
But you did lose the fantasy league championship to who?
Mr. Carter.
Thank you very much. That's right.
I think we might need to go have a recount on that one. No,
no, you need to go out and find 120 points, which you're not going to find. But I had Kelsey, I had Holmes.
You had to, they're great players.
On my team. So they and Patrick has spread the ball around, and that's been great. Now defenses can't key on just one person.
That's true.
They can't shut down Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking for a great game. I can't wait for it to come. Sunday, let's go. 5:30, let's go, baby.
Who would you rather play, the Eagles or the 49ers?
I don't care who you play. It's not about who you play. And here's what I like. It's about, you listen to ball players talk, and they'll say, I've heard, little excerpts. They say, hey, we just got to win one more game, and then we're going to be playing the game that we look forward to playing in the whole time. People talk about playing in the Super Bowl. Forget about playing in the Super Bowl. I want to hear people say, no, I want to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't want to play it. I want to win it. So don't be happy with just getting there. Sometimes people are just happy with getting there. It's like, no, you got one more goal. In baseball, we won the 2 world championships in 92, 93. And our goal wasn't at the beginning of spring training. It was not to get to the playoffs, not to get to the World Series. From day one, it's like, hey, our goal is to win the World Series. I don't want to get there. I want to win it. So if you've got your mind on winning it, then once you get there, it's going to be, your mindset is already set.
You're right, 100%. You got to have that mindset that you're going to win.
Yes, you're going there to win, not to just play in the Super Bowl. You want to win the Super Bowl. That is your ultimate goal.
Well, hopefully we will, not hopefully, I am sure we're going to beat the pants off of those Bengals.
Beat the stripes off of them.
That's exactly right. Well, thank you, sir, so much. I appreciate it. This has been so much fun to talk about sports and to share this information. Don't forget about Joe's golf tournament. If you've never been to Toronto, this is a great time to get there. If you're in Toronto and you see this, I'm sure there'll be a way. How can they just get involved?
Go to joecarterclassic.com. And they give you all the information. Once again, the tournament is June 27th, June 28th in Toronto at the famous Glen Abbey Golf Course. Everything is on the website. And if you forget about the website, just type in Joe Carter Golf and it will come up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Google. Yeah.
Yep, it will. It will come straight up.
You may see Bill White in there somewhere.
Yeah. I'll be trying to hit that ball over the water on 18 out of that bunker. It's an amazing shot. I still don't know how I know Tiger can do anything, so yeah, it's amazing.
I tell you, I played Tiger. I played Tiger one time and beat him.
Did you?
Yeah, I beat Tiger Woods. I beat Tiger Woods. And if you ask him, he would tell you.
Yeah.
When he was young.
Yeah.
I beat him one hole.
When he was young.
I beat him when he was young. He was 19, but I beat him one hole.
Okay.
On his home course.
On his home course?
Yeah, just one hole.
His home course.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, my friend. I really appreciate it. I know people are going to get a lot of this. If nothing else, they're going to laugh. Who are those old guys up there talking about? But hey,
I know.
It's fun, and this was all about in my Kansas City home. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Bill.
All right, brother.